Jim said it was Wilton's best game last week after watching film. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it was. He was like 70% completion, made good decisions almost all the way across the board. Very accurate. Couple throws or a couple of plays probably could have even taken back and gotten some more completions out of it. And as we were looking at it, it felt like there were some opportunities to even be a little bit better than that, but a couple more touchdowns. But excited about how he progressed and how he played in this past game.
What has helped Wilton really develop his consistency this season?
He's a consistent person, and I think it really starts from off the field and it kind of moves into the field or onto the field. He's a guy that does really everything you'd want him to do. He's wakes up at about the same time every day. He goes to bed about the same time every day. He has a very consistent schedule in what he does. He's told me that weekends haven't really changed his schedule anymore. He's kind of programmed his body and himself that really throughout, starting in training camp, I guess it would be kind of what time he woke up in training camp is the same time he still wakes up now, and just probably lives a very clean, consistent life, and because of that, I think it's kind of parlayed into his football.
Wilton talked a lot yesterday about avoiding aiming the ball.
Yeah.
For us non-quarterbacks out there, what is the difference between when a guy's aiming a ball and when he's just letting it go, and how can you tell that that's happening?
Yeah, I think it's just like baseball pitchers. Sometimes you feel like when you're thinking too much, when you're trying to put it in a certain spot, when you're thinking about when you're not following through, it's just different than kind of hey, I'm going to go out there and rip it, so to speak. I'm going to go out there and I'm confident I know I can make that throw. I'm confident I know where I'm going with the ball. I'm confident that I can kind of just be free. And when you aim it is sometimes when you start overthinking. And I think that's kind of probably what he was thinking about, that it was more of, do I take a little bit off of this, or do I, not follow through as much, rather than just go out there and play loose.
Is part of that just having a better understanding of the play, of the offense?
Yeah,
Getting more comfortable there?
I think it has to do with that. I think it is more confidence in his own arm. I think it is more confidence in the guys he's throwing to. He knows that these guys, a lot of our guys can make some pretty sensational catches, and you can sometimes just let it loose and have it close to Amara or close to Jay or close to JU, and kind of work with that, and then kind of work yourself through that, and then become the most accurate guy you can become. And really, that comes from understanding space and also understanding the system and where they're gonna be rather than where you think they are at the time.
Wilton's routine. Do you almost have to be kind of a boring guy to be a successful quarterback, especially at the next level?
I don't know that. I think that you have to be someone that has great priorities and understands your priorities to be successful. I think you have to be somebody that's very responsible. I think you have to be somebody that is an individual who knows how to set up a routine and be disciplined with it. That I do know. That's probably get you successful at the next level and really successful here. He's in the middle of building all of that. He's kind of building his own personal resume, but he's also building his own personal schedule. And we talk about, what do you do on a Monday? What do you do on a Sunday? How do you tell your family that you need to go watch film when they fly in? How do you have those tough conversations? How do you, mix up going to hang out with friends versus going to catch some extra film and have those type discussions? And all of that is leading to hopefully his growth and development.
Michigan State always seems to have something different. How do you prepare for things that you haven't seen before?
Oh, well, I think that we have been getting different every week from most teams. Most teams have given us a nugget or two that we have to adjust on the fly. I think what you have to do is you have to continue to emphasize your core principles and your core fundamentals, and stay with what you know. And hopefully you've given our guys enough looks throughout training camp, throughout the 7 opponents that we've had, where they've kind of had to mix different defenses, that you get some experiences in being able to handle all of that. And if you have those experiences, you know how to pull from them.
When you have a defense like that, does that allow you to flex your muscles a little bit differently as calling plays?
Our defense? Yeah. Well, certainly the fact that you kind of do feel you're going to get the ball back fast. I think that the fact that we had like 41 minutes of time possession or something like that, and we've done a nice job of maintaining drives and scoring at the end of drives. They've done a great job of stopping drives and keeping guys from scoring. It's been a very nice marriage right now. So I think both sides feel that way, that you can, we certainly love the fact that our defense plays the way that they play, that they're playing at such a high level. And it gives us a great opportunity to get back on the field quick. So you could have a mistake like JU had and then come back 3 plays later and be ready to bounce right back. Or you could have a play where you have a touchdown opportunity and you have a touchdown drive to start the game, and 3 plays later, we had another opportunity for a touchdown drive, and then quickly those good things happen. So, yeah, we're very fortunate to be playing with the defense we're playing with right now.
Can you talk script plays at the beginning of the game? Because that first drive looked very creative and a lot of things that were going on.
Yeah, I think that most teams have a good sense of how they want to get into a game. And, and we do the same. We have a good plan of how we're going to attack a team and then kind of go from there. And you always have to adjust, though. I think guys that only live in one script, there's always things that happen. So you have to always be prepared for that.
Are you better at adjusting this year because the players have been in your system now a year and a half?
I think that we definitely have more experience to pull from, so we could remind them maybe of certain things that have happened in different games, or remember when we went to this, or this is a play we might not have in, but we've talked to you about it and we've practiced it for so many weeks, and they can immediately pull it, from their memory banks and their muscle memory. It also gives them an opportunity that they can go out there and feel as if we could give them a little bit more going into a game, that we could say, hey, if this happens, then we can go to this. If this happens, we can go to that, because of their experiences in year 2.
Can you talk a little about Amara and what he's giving you right now?
He's playing great football. He's playing a physical style of wide receiver. So he's not just catching the ball or not just running with the ball after the catch, but he's blocking. He's catching it in traffic. He's making clutch plays. He's taking a lot of reps and not having any complaints regarding the fact that we can put him in different personnel groups. He's handled a lot mentally. We can kind of give him, hey, we got this on this play, and you've got this on this play, and it's just kind of the experience, and also he's just really preparing at a very high level. He practices so hard. It has now enabled the games to even be more comfortable for him. But he really is. We're very fortunate. He's playing great football.
People would say that Michigan State's down, their defense is down, they aren't as many as sacks. What have you seen from them on film?
Yeah, I don't know if I might have heard that, but I don't believe that. I haven't seen that. They look to me that a couple of the guys that they played with against us last year are playing, and a couple of guys that they've rebooted with are now up there playing pretty good. And that defense is always good. That defense is always tough to play against, and they're tough to play against forever. We expect their absolute best punch on Saturday, and we know that they are very disciplined. They know their scheme inside and out, and they'll be very prepared for a very good defense.
In the Rutgers game, I think there was a play Jim said that he wanted Wilton to take off and run. Instead, he said, like, what's he doing? And you said he's throwing a touchdown. Well, what have you thought about how his decision-making has kind of evolved as this year's gone on?
It's been good. It's been good. I think it was a nice step the other day when he took off and ran for about 9 yards when there wasn't anyone to throw it to. And I think there was John did a similar thing. I think they're understanding when it's time to cut your losses, so to speak, and know that you'll live another play and have another opportunity. And then there's other times where all of the work that they've put in and throwing on the run and throwing with somebody in their face and pushing up in the pocket and making a tough throw, they also know that they can do that they've had that experience as well. So I really believe that they've kind of found a way now to, both of them, but Wilton in particular right now, that his decision-making is getting better and better from experience. But he still has, a way to go, and he also has 2.5 years to do it with us.
Do you think it takes an adjustment after they've been in this tight battle where, like, mistakes are so important to get comfortable making them in games?
Oh yeah. And we point out mistakes every chance we have. So if there's something that we can correct, if there's an adjustment we can make, if there's There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, you got fortunate on that completion, right? That's a lot easier throw right over there than it was to throw maybe this play or that play, or, the reason why you had to scramble around is because you were late. Whatever it might have been, I don't, for each play is different. But there's also a confidence of saying, hey, I'm going to step up in the pocket, and the play you're speaking of specifically, I'm going to step up in the pocket. I feel that, Jay, you can make this play. I'm going to launch it down the field. I'm going to give them a chance to make it. And that's coming from their experience with one another and their trust.
On the Wilton checklist, he really hasn't played a lot on the road. I mean, he played the half at Rutgers and last year at Minnesota. Is that at all a concern when now you're going on the road 3 of the next 5 games
Yeah.
starting Saturday?
I think it's more than anything, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for him to grow as a quarterback and continue the evolution that he started, right? He started that kind of taking steps forward at home, right? And then he had an opportunity to get into a game last year, we know, but also the opportunity to go start at Rutgers and how he did there, and we were able to correct some things off of that. And now he's got a chance to go up to East Lansing and start, and that'll be a good one for him as well. So we try to stay grounded and take the next opponent.
Well, having those first 5 games, though, how did that affect his growth? I mean, giving him that comfort level of being here.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably had about 180 pass attempts in 5 games, or in 7 games that he's played. And so in each one of those pass attempts, I hope he's learned something. And then I hope that will now lead to, when he gets to this next game, he can pull from those pass attempts rather than start creating issues that may or may not exist. Now I'm on the road, now I'm somewhere in a different environment. You just have to kind of pull from your experiences, and he's now had a decent amount of experience. We'll see how he does.
Eddie McDoom had a catch and a run that showed that he's much more than a speed guy. Talk about how you've seen him develop.
Oh yeah, Eddie's going to be able to be a very good football player for us. We feel very confident in Eddie. He had a great catch a few weeks back on a slant route in our place, on our sideline too. That he's going to make some tough catches. He's going to make some easy catches as well, and then he's going to do stuff with the ball, right? And he's fast and he's twitchy and he's explosive and works hard at it. Can play a couple positions for us. And, it's nice to watch these guys kind of develop. From seeing them at West Orange High School in the spring to being able to see him, now where he's at, and he works hard at it. It matters to him.
Does the experience Wilton has, does that help you as a play caller know where to fit him in the right spots and know when he's going to throw a touchdown pass a few seconds in advance? That kind of thing?
Well, I think that his experience helps all of us in determining everything that we do. When Coach Drevno and myself and Coach Harbaugh and Jay and Coach Wheat, and we all sit down and we talk about the best way to attack a team, we know what we think our guys can do. What's the best thing that Wilton can do? Where is he still not that comfortable? And let's try to avoid those things that maybe he's not as comfortable doing. Let's do more of the things that he is comfortable doing, and that really goes for all position groups, that we really want to make sure that we don't ask our guys to do some things that they aren't great at and use these weeks of experience to do that.
Does that grow